Hi guys, dan selamat kembali ke Studio Sembang. Thank you guys for joining us again. In the studio, we have a very, very special guest hari ni. I don't think you need an introduction sebenarnya. This is obviously, we have Syed Saddiq in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, Amelia.
Terima kasih sebab membuatkan ruang dalam what I assume is your very, very busy schedule untuk menghabiskan masa dekat sini in Studio Sembang.
Tapi tak apa, sekali-sekali kita sembang santai, tak ada masalah.
Jarang ni dapat sembang santai dengan you.
Dan dia sembang santai apabila dengan salah seorang idola.
Janganlah
tak ada masalah. Cuma tadi bila permainkan sedikit upaya saya untuk bermain badminton lah, itu sakit hati lah.
Yang tu sebenarnya kita ada juga satu soalan pasal badminton tu yang I akan tanya kejap lagi. Kita simpan dulu. Kita simpan untuk finale. Kita akan discuss pasal badminton at the end. But I think before kita sampai dekat badminton, we should start with your childhood.
Sure.
So let's talk about it. Where were you born? Where were you raised? And what was your childhood like?
Saya dibesarkan di Johor Bahru. Tetapi apabila ibu saya melanjutkan pengajiannya di United Kingdom, saya ikut sekali lah. Mak saya masa tu belajar dekat Birmingham University. So I spend my masa tadika dekat sana. Jadi Mak Saleh sekejap je. Tapi namanya Mak Saleh celup sebab tak ada kena-mengena pun dengan Mak Saleh.
Okay.
Tapi saya ingat bila dia dalam 2-3 tahun je, bila saya balik semula ke Johor, dibesarkan di Johor, saya ingat ada satu perkongsian daripada ibu saya. Dia ceritakan, saya ni memang minat sangat main salji. So bila dekat Malaysia tak ada salji lah. So at that point in time, my mom dia ceritakan saya seorang-seorang je duduk kat belakang rumah, pandang dekat langit dan berdoa supaya salji turun. Because I said, I am a white boy. And I remember my teacher keeps on reminding me about that until today.
Pasal salji tu lah.
Sebab saya pandang dekat langit, doa supaya salji turun, tapi tak turun-turun, walhal bukannya salji sebab langit tu merah, but it's because of jelebu. Jelebu. So yang turun tu bukan salji ya.
Kita bukan selalulah dapat apa yang kita doakan lah cerita dia.
Betul. But I have a great family, great parents. So memang bila dibesarkan kat Johor tu, that's where a lot of my best childhood memories were formed at.
Yeah, of course. So actually the question is, selepas you macam membesar dekat Johor, what was the age that you moved to KL?
Itu agak lewat. Saya hanya bergerak ke KL selepas saya mendapat masuk ke Maktab Tentera Diraja, the Royal Military College.
Yeah.
So only then I moved to the military camp here, Sungai Besi, when I was 16 years old.
I see.
Sebelum ni memang sekolah dekat Johor je.
I see.
So daripada umur 16 tahun, baru pertama kali tinggalkan keluarga, tinggalkan segala apa yang ada di Johor untuk jelajah ke KL. Dan dari sana, I think my life truly started lah.
Okay, tapi sebelum kita sampai dekat masa yang you datang ke KL, there's an interesting question. Sebab I ada baca satu artikel sambil saya prep lah untuk this interview that said that time you membesar tu, awak tak seberapa pandai cakap bahasa English.
Memang teruk.
Tapi bukan ke you anak Mak Saleh? So apa cerita ni dekat situ?
Sebab tu ada tadi disclaimer celup.
Celup.
Dia budget sedikit lah, pita.
Okay,
dan yang paling memalukan, ibu saya seorang cikgu bahasa Inggeris.
Itu pun I baca juga.
Bukan setakat cikgu bahasa Inggeris. Dia cikgu cemerlang kan, ada back then dia ada award cikgu cemerlang. Tapi salah seorang anak murid ni yang gagal, anaknya, it's not the fault of my mum, it's me. Saya ingat dulu saya pernah gaduh sedikit dengan ibu saya. My mom always said you must be able to be trilingual, minimum trilingual. Tapi saya ni nakal sangat, anak bila kecil, sebelum masuk sekolah tentera lagi nakal. So saya selalu gaduh dengan mak saya, kata, kenapa kita nak cakap bahasa Inggeris ni, bahasa penjajah. Kan?
You ada point juga?
Ada point, tapi in hindsight, I think my mum was right lah. Sebab saya lihat banyak kawan-kawan saya yang akhirnya dapat masuk ke sekolah-sekolah yang terbaik bersama penuh, kerana keupayaan mereka bilingual, trilingual, lepas tu dapat network. Saya masa tu masih di dalam kepompong saya sendiri. Finally, when I pick up a different language, I think I became a much better person. So nasihatnya mak sentiasa betul lah.
Betul tu. Betul. Kalau mak-mak yang tengah tengok, at least we really appreciate and recognize the contribution. Tapi okay, so dah capai dah ke impian tu untuk jadi trilingual? Ke sekarang bilingual saja?
Masih sedang berusaha. Sekarang mostly bilingual. Saya sebelum ni ada cuba untuk belajar Mandarin, tetapi masalahnya bila saya berkhidmat dekat kementerian in 2019, I pick up a few classes in Mandarin. Lepas tu jadual bukan main padat lagi. So kelas hari Selasa kita push back Rabu push back test. I think lah my cikgu sensei tu memang dia kalau boleh pukul-pukul je. Sebab memang banyak kali ditangguhkan. So now I have a little bit more time at hand. Memang saya nak pick up semula lah. I need to be trilingual.
Tapi at least you know 𝙁𝙀𝙄𝙎.
Itu mesti kena
So,
tahu.
itu memang
Tajaha, wo aini, sama.
Benda-benda penting. Ayat-ayat yang penting lah.
Curse words lagi banyak. Sebab saya dulu memang minat main Dota. Bila main Dota, siapa sini main Dota?
Rasanya ada je kot.
Ini nampak muka
Ada
Dota ada juga ni.
Dota.
Dia bila main Dota ni,
diorang tak Dota.
dia nak
Diorang kerja.
lepaskan kemarahan, dia use very
Colourful.
strong, colourful words.
Colourful language.
words. Yeah, correct. Itu semua tahu.
Uh-huh.
Tapi I won't say, yelah nanti dia tak boleh PG-13, PG-18 ya.
Yang tu in the BTS.
Yeah.
Tak. Okay, so then you finally probably macam membuka hati lah untuk belajar bahasa English. When would you say that you actually got like fully fluent at it? And did your mom help?
Oh, my mom definitely helped.
Yeah.
My mom definitely helped sebab mak saya akan paksa saya di rumah untuk bercakap dalam bahasa Inggeris dengan adik-beradik. Tetapi masa tu masih sedang cuba belajar sedikit. Tetapi yang betul-betul apabila saya masuk ke maktab tentera, di sana saya mula mencuburi bidang perbahasan, especially in English.
Interesting.
And from there onward, I really fell in love with debating. Dia dah jadi seperti sebuah lifestyle lah bagi diri saya. Bukan saja untuk belajar bahasa Inggeris, tetapi untuk cuba jadi walking encyclopedia. Kena baca sebanyak mungkin, sekerap mungkin, walaupun sebelum ni tak minat membaca. So dari sana memang banyak perubahan lah. Saya ingat sampai ke satu tahap apabila saya masuk ke asasi di universiti untuk saya belajar bahasa Inggeris. Padahal masuk kelas Arab. Saya dekat Universiti Islam Antarabangsa, kelas Arab. Tapi untuk saya belajar bahasa Inggeris, bila masuk kelas Arab, pensyarah dia dekat depan. Dalam kelas Arab wajib ada kamus. So kamus bahasa Arab. So what I did was, saya buat kamus bahasa Inggeris, cuma dia punya cover saya tukar kamus bahasa Arab, so that my lecturer will think that I'm actually learning Arabic. Tapi saya sedang belajar bahasa Inggeris. Dan untuk saya praktikkan setiap hari wajib, saya letak setiap kataan baru dalam bahasa Inggeris saya belajar, saya tulis kat tangan saya. I remember when I was in university, people think, gila apa ni tulis kat tangan, jangan malas, adalah notebook. But the reason I always put it on my hands, so that every time I look at it, saya kena gunakan perkataan tersebut pada hari dan hari keesokannya. Dan wajib digunakan sekurang-kurangnya 3 kali. So every day I learn a new word. So at one point in time, I became a much better person lah.
Nampak sangat awak seorang yang sangat berdisiplin.
Disiplin tu
sangat
ada.
penting.
Yeah,
and
betul.
was this in part because of your mom? Sebab apabila saya baca online, I can see that you have a really close relationship with your mom.
Yeah.
So what was that like? How is your mom as a person?
I'm very honored to have my mom. I mean, sejujurnya kalau I think it's the best mom in the world lah. Tanpa bimbingan ibu saya, mustahil untuk saya berada di sini. I think I get my fighting spirit from my mom as well. Sebab mak saya pun dibesarkan dalam keluarga tentera. Atuk saya berkhidmat dalam Navy sampai masa persaraan. Ibu saya pun sebelum dia jadi salah seorang cikgu, ditawarkan untuk masuk dalam bidang ketenteraan. So she's a very disciplined lady, very strong woman, the eldest in the family. So apabila ikut ibu saya ni, memang I'd say that she's the role model in the family dan the iron lady in the family, yang banyak buat keputusan-keputusan yang paling penting dan yang banyak membimbing saya dan adik-beradik. And if you know me and my siblings, we are a bunch of rascals lah. Memang selalu cari pasal, tak boleh duduk diam, selalu create masalah untuk ibu bapa. Nak sebelum saya masuk sekolah tentera, I think that's why in the end I had to enter military school to really make me a better person. So my mom is really superwoman lah. Dia akan bangun awal pagi, 4 pagi selalunya, untuk tolong ayah saya. Sebab ayah saya dia akan berhijrah ke Singapura ulang-alik setiap hari. So we live in JB. And then after that, my mom will prepare food for the family, for the siblings. And then dia akan pergi ke sekolah. Balik sekolah, dia akan siapkan makanan untuk kita. Lepas tu dia akan ajar tuition pukul 4 pukul 6. Lepas tu prepare dinner. Habis dinner pukul 8 hingga pukul 10, lagi satu tuition. So she's a
Superwoman.
true superwoman lah.
I dah rasa macam kejap lagi the next episode Studio Sembang nak ajak your mom pula. Sebab dia macam ada banyak je yang boleh share.
Tapi banyak rahsia yang saya rasa rahsia kerajaan lah.
Okay. Tapi kalau awak boleh kongsikan maybe satu je pelajaran, the most important pelajaran yang awak dapat ataupun nasihat yang awak dapat dari your mom sepanjang kehidupan you, yang memang sangat membantu awak untuk sampai dekat tahap di mana awak sekarang.
I think most important thing my mom taught me is to be selfless, especially when there's a greater goal. Salah satu memory yang saya tidak akan lupakan, sebab bila saya pergi sekolah dulu, saya pergi sekolah ibu saya juga. Before this, I went to English College, Maktab Sultan Abu Bakar. Tetapi kerana saya ni nakal sangat, akhirnya dikeluarkan dan dimasukkan ke sekolah di mana ibu saya mengajar. That was when I was in Form 2, Form 1. Tingkatan 1, saya di Maktab Sultan Abu Bakar.
So, dia boleh tengok you setiap hari lah.
Correct. Sebab dulu ni nakal saya tu luar biasa. Rumah saya nak agak jauh dengan sekolah English College. So, kena ambil bas. Bas tu saya ingat 70 sen daripada rumah saya ke sana. Tetapi one stop away from Maktab Sultan Abu Bakar tu adalah mall. Dia kalau kat Johor, dia macam standard Mid Valley kat sini. Dia panggil City Square. So saya sentiasa akan sengaja lupa untuk turun pergi sekolah dan pergi ke City Square untuk ponteng sekolah. So not the best of students then.
Okay, faham.
So my mum dah lah cikgu disiplin kat sekolahnya. Word travels fast. She found out. She said, pap. Get to my mum's school. And from there onward, my mum really disciplined me, watched over me and taught me a lot. So bila saya masuk ke sekolah dengan ibu saya, how that selflessness came in, my mum then setiap kali bila bawa saya pergi ke sekolah, ada satu Caltex yang dekat dengan rumah saya. So saya tak kelupakan apabila setiap kali my mum pergi Caltex untuk isi minyak, dia selalu kat Caltex, saya Caltex kecil lah, bukan Caltex zaman sekarang ni kecil. Tu kat depan tu ada ramai anak-anak yang sedang duduk dekat depan Caltex nak jual barang, keropok 20 sen, 30 sen. So my mum will always go to meet them and ask, duduk dekat mana, ibu bapa dekat mana, and then my mum will try to converse with them in English. So kalau diorang tak boleh bercakap dengan baik, my mum akan kasih kad dan cuba dapatkan nombor telefon ibu bapanya. So selalu anak murid ni akan panik kan, kenapa nak beritahu ibu bapanya kan.
Yeah.
But my mum will call the parents up, say join class tuition dengan my mum buat secara percuma. So I witnessed that. I mean, to me it's illuminating sebab I don't come from a well-off family, lower middle income family. My mum is the main breadwinner. So when I witnessed that, I'll never forget until today. Dan yang saya tidak akan lupakan juga, anak-anak yang mak saya didik dulu secara percuma kerana niatnya yang saya rasa sangat baik, anak-anak sekarang tu semua sudah berjaya. And until today, they still remind me of what my mum did. So, to me, I think the best politician in the family, even though I'm the first, is actually my mum. So, kalau my mum bertanding dengan saya, memang confirm saya kalah. Saya kibarkan bendera putih dulu because she's someone who I really look up to.
Yeah, that's a really amazing story. Sebab I pun percaya yang education is such a important facility. And betul lah apa yang you cakap, walaupun macam kita macam maybe bahasa English bukan macam our mother tongue ke apa, tapi at the same time kalau kita belajar lagi banyak kita belajar, it's like a superpower tau.
Of course.
Lagi banyak orang yang kita boleh berkomunikasi, it's a very important thing to have.
Of course.
Speaking about berkomunikasi, kembali kepada you punya journey dalam debating, I heard that you're a champion debater.
Boleh lah, boleh.
Itu macam
zaman
kurang yakin.
Dia debater dulu dengan debater dalam parlimen, dia sangat berbeza.
Okay.
Sangat berbeza.
Memang Yep. Okay, tapi dalam perjalanan macam debating you, yang debating yang tak ada kena-mena dengan parlimen, apa perjalanan you time tu? And what was it like? And kenapa you macam jatuh cinta sangat dengan this debating thing?
It's to be honest, that's the best part of my life.
Okay.
Best part of my life. Kerana as you were conversing just now about finding your identity. Right? My identity, I think, is a debating identity. Sebab saya tidak lihat perbahasan ini hanya sebagai aktiviti sampingan ataupun yang kita praktikkan sekali sebulan. Tidak. I see it part of my identity, and the debate identity is where I need to read up every day. I need to be hyper disciplined. I must be a global citizen. I must be very compassionate. Kerana dalam bab perbahasan ini, khususnya di peringkat dunia, topik itu akan diberikan 15 minit sebelum perbahasan itu bermula. Maksudnya, kamu tidak ada sumber rujukan, tak boleh pergi ke internet. You must know everything.
Awak punya general knowledge kena luas lah cerita.
Yes, so that inculcated a really good reading habit me. Dan sebelum ini, saya ni memang malas. Saya tidak minat membaca langsung. Saya ingat sebelum ini bahawa Afrika itu adalah sebuah negara. Dan Egypt adalah sebuah benua. So that's how ignorant I was before.
Tak apa.
Itu zaman jahiliah dulu kan. The dark days.
Ada masa lagi untuk belajar.
Betul. But debating really opened up my eyes. Dan to be honest, I was never a natural talent. Bila saya di maktab tentera, bila saya masuk dunia perbahasan, niat tu pada peringkat awal tidak betul. Kerana saya nak masuk klub debat dekat RMC adalah kerana praktis debat ni selalu selepas pukul 10 malam. So that's the time where juniors will often get wrecked. Bully benda-benda ni kan. Disclaimer, RMC is much better now, so do join RMC. So when there's a bullying time, I thought nak escape bully ni senang lah, join lah kelab debat. So during debate training, saya tidur je. Orang lain, my other batchmates yang kena bully. So by the time I come back, semua dah tidur. Itulah. But in reality, the seniors just bully you early in the morning lah. But when I joined it, there's this senior of mine, was very short and wise, so I call him Master Yoda. So dia bimbing saya. Walaupun saya ni nakal, selalu dekat belakang kelas tu akan tidur. But dia memang bimbing. Dia kata, it's okay even though you may not be the best debater yet, but as long as your heart is in the right place, all will go well. I'll never forget that. Dan daripada sana, daripada niat menyertai itu salah, akhirnya little by little I started picking up the English language. Daripada sana saya mula minat, saya mula sertai banyak kelas-kelas perbahasan, saya mula menyertai banyak pertandingan debat, and from there onward I fell in love with it because it's part of my identity. I need to read up a lot, I need to be very disciplined, improve my language, I build up new networks. Dan sedikit sebanyak daripada sana, bila saya masuk ke university, that's when it became a huge part of my life. Sampai ke satu tahap saya ingat when we were already winning Asian championships, bila dapat kibarkan bendera Malaysia di pentas dunia tu, it's the best feeling.
That's a patriotic kan.
Yeah, especially when you came from military school and military background, dia lagi lah sebab patriotism tu lagi tinggi. But it also allowed me to travel the world. So in the end, by the time I completed my degree in law, I was able to travel to more than 25 countries, mostly because of debating and public speaking, and to teach and to join many competitions. Daripada sana, I believe I became a much better person. Sebab tu identity tu sampai ke hari ni saya bawa. So the discipline of reading every morning, doing research every day, is something which I carry with me wherever I go.
Nampak actually sebenarnya, sebab saya rasa satu lagi sifat yang ada dalam siapa-siapa yang macam pernah masuk pertandingan debating semua tu is you have to be very personable, and you kena ada kemampuan tinggi dari segi bercakap dengan orang and holding your space in a conversation, which are skills that I rasa maybe you akan pakai setiap hari lah dalam kerjaya awak sekarang.
Betul.
Tapi pada masa yang sama, kerjaya awak sekarang sebenarnya bukan apa yang awak belajar dekat university. You just said law. So apa ni? Macam mana you pergi dari law and then you belajar law and then what happened? Kenapa you pilih law?
Long story juga tu.
Kita ada masa.
Kita cuba rumuskan.
Kesian Ben Benedict.
Kita cuba rumuskan. To be honest, pada peringkat awal, bila saya masuk ke universiti, tawaran saya adalah economy. And that's my passion as well. Tetapi bila saya dapat masuk ke Universiti Islam Antarabangsa, asasi ekonomi tu dinilai. In the end, it ties back to debating, which is my passion. So dinilai, tapi banyak kelas-kelas perbahasan adalah di kampus di PJ, Petaling Jaya. So at that point in time, my lecturer said, and I really love debating, so dia kata, kalau you nak tukar kepada law, boleh, supaya nanti I boleh join lebih banyak kelas-kelas debat. So that was when the transition happened in law.
Right.
It was actually guided by debating as well.
Betul, faham?
So daripada sana I fell in love, obviously, because law ni dia kena banyak membaca. Debating is a lot about reading and very much critical thinking. So dia ada berkait rapat. Tetapi dia lompat ke dalam politik tu memang
memang lompat lah.
Dia memang
macam lompat
lain.
Dia bukan lompat, dia terbang.
Dia terbang. Very different, but my passion has always been in policy making. Sebab tu dalam bab undang-undang pun sebab pergubalan undang-undang. So tak best lah, tak syok kalau kita hanya bahas tentang isu-isu negara, isu global, tetapi in a confined debate room. I cannot bring my idealism and really translate it into policies, perubahan yang bermakna. So finally I realised, what's the purpose of being a champion debater if in the end you cannot translate that idealism into actual policy? So di sanalah saya lihat politik adalah jalan terbaik, kerana akhirnya parlimen itu adalah the beating heart of beating heart of Malaysian democracy. So I think it was a natural leap after lah.
And okay, so obviously the transition macam sebenarnya walaupun dia memang melompat ataupun terbang ataupun whatsoever, dia macam quite it seems like it was very natural for you sebab skills yang you memang dah pakai, dah biasa. Sebenarnya I rasa kalau ada debating degree, you probably would have gone for that. Tapi the skills yang you memang pakai dekat situ is something that you use on a daily basis.
Correct,
and I know you're very passionate about your career sebab I ada baca juga yang awak pernah decline like 2 offers to further education in Oxford. So that's obviously like something yang walaupun I think it's worked out for you. Bila I baca macam serius ke? So apa yang membuatkan
as well.
I'm sure. And so itulah soalan seterusnya saya, which is kenapa awak membuat keputusan tu, and also what was your mom's reaction to it, especially sebagai seorang cikgu.
Itu memang that's dulu kita pergi kelas sastra, the road not taken. I still remember in school. So that was my moment of the road not taken lah.
Betul.
Sebab one of my dreams is obviously to further my studies in Oxford University. Kerana bila saya masuk bidang perbahasan ni, my 5 years in degree, memang setiap tahun saya akan pergi ke Oxford and Cambridge to debate there. Every time in October and November. So memang niat saya bila habis ijazah tu, I want to take my masters there. It's always been my dream. It's a debate powerhouse. Dan
And also to masuk dalam Oxford, it's not like an easy, like it's a highly competitive
correct,
environment.
And especially a masters in public policy, where I feel very passionate about. Saya paling minat penggubalan dasar. So that's a natural path.
And 2 kali diorang panggil.
Ya, betul. So apabila saya cuba nasib untuk menyertai, dan alhamdulillah dapat tawaran bersertakan beasiswa. So I was very glad. I was very set on entering.
Apa lagi scholarship? Tu satu lagi.
Ya, kalau tak ada beasiswa, jangan harap lah nak bayar je. You tahu harga je.
Tapi untuk dapat, maksud saya, it's such a competitive thing. And normally macam ada orang yang apply bertahun-tahun dan tak dapat. And ni diorang cari Euwyn.
Yeah. It's still quite lucky. And obviously it's all because of my mum. Tapi bila dapat tu, saya ingat pada peringkat awal saya dah beritahu, dah hantar email. Saya akan join, dah hantar detail, semua benda dah. Saya dah dalam proses nak beli flight ticket dah, to that extent. Tetapi it's very personal decision sebab pada masa tersebut Oktober 2017. It was just about half a year before elections. Dan masa tu ada beberapa detik hitam di mana ada ugutan yang dikenakan ke atas saya dan keluarga saya, khususnya to my father and to my brother. So one thing which my mum taught me lah, when someone punch you punch back lah. Okay, obviously that's not something which teachers should say, but you must be a fighter. You must be a fighter. You don't. So
maybe kalau kita nak rephrase kan, it's you kena bertegas dengan your standpoint.
Thank you.
Tengok mungkin I kena join politics juga lepas ni nampaknya.
Yeah. So you fight on. Bila kena tekan, you jangan duduk diam. You fight back. So sejujurnya, kalau pada masa tersebut keluarga saya tidak ditekan, besar kemungkinan saya akan mengambil haluan yang sangat berbeza. Tetapi kerana tekanan tersebut berlaku, instead of just retreating, leaving the country.
Macam awak mengalah pula.
Betul. So I picked the different path, and my parents, and I'm very, privileged to have such supporting parents. Ibu saya walaupun seorang cikgu yang pada peringkat awal bertegas, kata take the offer, get out and enjoy your life and come back later. But finally she understood. Because if this could happen to me and my family, could happen to any other families in Malaysia. Dan saya rasa punca perubahan itu tetap di parlimen dan politik negara, supaya apa yang menimpa keluarga saya tidak akan menimpa mana-mana keluarga lain di Malaysia.
Makes sense. Do you ever think about those offers though, and maybe in the future mungkin ada consideration untuk reconsider?
Of course. Itu memang ada. Sebab itu apabila negara kita dilanda COVID, saya ambil peluang untuk melanjutkan pengajian saya di NUS Singapore on public policy as well. So public policy is either Harvard, Oxford and NUS Singapore. So I got the chance, I got in, and then I quickly completed it. So sambil lockdown, so I went there 3 months online and then offline, fly ke sana. But I definitely want to do it. And unique part about being a politician, and especially politician today, saya rasa agak mustahil untuk mana-mana ahli politik menang selama-lamanya. I think that's, to me, some see it, kita tak boleh kalah, kena buat apa pun untuk menang. But I think that's great. So one day, who knows, when I am to lose, I do want to further my studies. I want to engage in I want to teach. I want to do many other things. So I think that part of my life will come.
Tunggu masa je lah.
Tunggu masa. Ya, betul.
Sebenarnya buat saya juga, I think I made a very similar decision to you, and I rasa macam kalau your mom or any other teachers tengah dengar, tolonglah jangan judge saya. Saya membuat keputusan untuk pilih career saya daripada education, sebab saya rasa maybe career tu ada macam time limit jugalah untuk saya, at least in the entertainment industry, daripada macam education yang otak saya haraplah dia tak merosot soon, and I can explore that avenue later.
Your career is the most meaningful form of education, by the way.
Sebenarnya kan, a lot of stuff is on ground education.
Correct.
But I wasn't gonna study acting lah. Itu memang bukan dalam plan. Jangan, it's the field experience jauh lebih berharga sebagai seorang pelakon.
Betul.
But okay, pasal you punya career ni, I tak nak touch sangat, tapi I nak tanya pasal you as an individual dalam career you, which is dari segi macam, as soon as you entered politics, something yang semua orang bercakap pasal awak is that you were always the youngest in the room.
Hopefully that will change. There will be a lot more younger people in the room. That's the hope.
Time will tell. Tapi dari segi macam, how does it feel to be the youngest person in a space dominated by people who are so much older than you, and for us culturally kan, kita memang ada this inherent like respect towards elders, but you also need to create space for yourself untuk ada pendapat sendiri, untuk bertegas for you. So what was that like?
I believe if young people do not disrupt, then we'll never be there. Kerana lazimnya mereka yang lebih berpengalaman, lebih tua, tidak akan membenarkan atau membuka pintu kepada yang muda. Dan jikalau ini berlaku, takkanlah kita nak tunggu, duduk diam dan tak buat apa-apa. Instead instead of waiting others to open the door, you then bang the door, right? You kick the door open.
Ini pelajaran your mum lah.
Correct.
Dia datang balik. You
Correct.
kena, what was it? Fighting? You kena fighting?
But when you kick the door open, jangan you tutup peluang kepada yang lain anak muda masuk. You open it.
Memang.
Yeah, and bring others in. So pada peringkat awal memang it's a little bit intimidating because obviously there's some level of inferiority complex, and I to be honest I did go through that. So apabila saya dipilih buat pertama kali pada tahun 2018 untuk jadi ahli parlimen, it was a pleasant surprise. It wasn't easy. Dan masa tu saya hanya berumur 25 tahun. Dan 3 bulan selepas itu dipilih untuk menjadi anggota Jemaah Menteri as a Minister of Youth and Sports. And I remember when I joined, pegawai-pegawai tertinggi kerajaan, pangkat ibu bapa saya. And you know, I'm supposed to instruct, but instead of following, you know, the typical saya betul, kamu salah, it's better. Then I realised if it's more collaborative, it becomes a much better approach. Sebab agak pelik dan janggal jikalau arahan itu datang daripada seorang yang berpangkat anak, umur seperti anaknya. So there's some level of inferiority complex at first, but you quickly pick up the skills, you work with them, become more collaborative. Dan saya rasa sekarang, dan saya berharap selepas ini bukan saya seorang, tetapi akan ada ramai lagi anak muda yang lain, tidak kira parti, tidak kira pihak, yang akan berada dalam kedudukan tertinggi untuk menentukan haluan tuju negara. I think that's the aim, which in the end, in every single layer of decision making in this country, whether in private sector, government, NGO, there will be a young person at the decision making table who will then help future-proof our beloved country.
Interesting. I rasa itu maybe salah satu cabaran yang awak hadap masa awak first masuk politics. Tapi pada masa yang sama, you come from a debating background, which is a very macam mana cakap dalam bahasa Melayu, saya tak tahu, tak apalah, English je lah, okay lah. It's a very singular-minded activity. So apabila awak seorang debater, awak masuk kind of yourself. And sekarang awak masuk dalam satu situation di mana awak diperlukan untuk berkolaborasi dengan orang lain. Was that a tough shift for you, or was it welcome sebab awak dah macam, I dah tak nak buat benda ni seorang-seorang dah?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a tough shift. But saya ingat pengalaman saya mengajar, because before I joined politics, I was a teacher and a lecturer. So apabila saya pecah rekod perbahasan di peringkat dunia, the university gave me an offer. Then I was only second year in university untuk menjadi pencara sambilan di Universiti Islam untuk mengajar subjek perbahasan dan pengucapan awam. And I remember then I was already teaching those who were taking PhD and masters who were much older than me. So I think that to some extent prepared me mentally. Dan apabila saya banyak mengajar ke luar negara, ramai yang menyertai memang jauh lebih tua daripada saya. So I think that prepared me a little bit. But politics is obviously a completely different ball game, and running ministry is even a bigger.
Itu leadership yang next level lah sebenarnya. And leadership in itself is a skill juga.
But one thing which I've learned a lot, in the end, what makes a person successful or to focus on the vision is not that person, is the team. Dan saya agak bernasib baik kerana apabila saya berkhidmat dalam kementerian, penjawat-penjawat awam yang saya bekerja sama adalah mereka yang berdedikasi, berdisiplin, yang memang memahami agenda saya, dan kita berkolaborasi. So akhirnya kemenangan itu adalah kemenangan kita bersama. So I was actually quite privileged to have such a great team. Sebab tu sampai ke hari ini, tidak kira saya kerajaan pembangkang, hubungan saya dengan penjawat awam memang sangat rapat dan baik. Kerana yalah, apabila saya bermula, they were there for me, and they were the ones who guided me, and we were very focused on implementing our vision to move Malaysia forward.
Interesting. Okay, so I ada soalan seterusnya agak maybe sensitive.
Okay, boleh, tak ada masalah.
Tapi I tanya je lah. Nanti you let me know what you think about it. Okay? Okay, sure. So awak seorang yang memang sangat vocal pasal youth and pasal also selain itu inclusivity, diversity, all these things. So apabila saya tengah buat research, saya ada jumpa satu artikel ni yang ada macam beberapa patah perkataan yang saya macam, saya tertarik dan saya nak juga tanya awak. Boleh. So saya nak quote directly sebab saya tak nak take your words out of context.
Okay.
Kita tak ada budget untuk ada live band. I say this every week. Tapi maybe next season kita akan ada live band kat belakang for drum rolls pada masa-masa macam ni. Okay, so this is what the Malay Mail said in 2016. They said that you said that you are a reformed, exactly the word, racist and Islamic radical.
Okay.
And that in the past you would only hang out with Muslims, and you were of the belief that if you do not pray you'll go to hell and burn in hell and all of these things. Which, and it was in English, so sebab tu saya cakap balik bahasa English. Okay, sabarlah you all. So cerita dia macam obviously yang tu is kind of stark contrast to awak sekarang dan how you your perspective sekarang. So macam mana awak rasa pada masa tu, and apa yang membuatkan awak berubah dari segi perspektif awak?
That's why I'm very optimistic of our beloved country.
So change is possible.
Change is possible. If I can change, I think many people can change, because yalah, kalau Amelia ada jumpa saya 10 tahun, 15 tahun yang lepas, saya memang orang yang sangat berbeza. Kumpulan saya sangat kecil, yang saya tak nak berjumpa dengan lain. Tadi kalau nak belajar bahasa baru, tak boleh, itu bahasa penjajah. Kamu yang bercakap bahasa Inggeris salah. Kamu melemahkan kedaulatan negara, meremeh-temehkan bahasa kebangsaan kita, bahawa your race which you are born into is inherently superior and someone else is inferior. I mean, ini saya kena letak disclaimer, zaman jahiliah, zaman jahiliah, that means dark days. But I truly changed, and I think if I can change, I believe a lot others can. Sebab itu saya rasa interaksi di antara kawan-kawan, keluarga itu sangat penting. So to break out from our own bubble, bukan saja berinteraksi di kalangan kumpulan yang kecil, akhirnya kita hanya ada a very mono-ethnic and mono-religious vision of the country. Dan perubahan bagi diri saya betul-betul datang bila saya sekolah menengah, dan khususnya bila saya masuk ke sekolah tentera. Because in military college, and it's the most diverse boarding school in Malaysia. So bila kena bully pun kena bully, satu Malaysia pun kena bully, semua kena bully bersama. Belajar pun saya belajar maths dengan kawan saya dari �12. Lepas tu all different subjects, and they were all the ones who guided me. That's why I realised, tak ada beza pun saya dengan diorang ni kan. And we cry together, we have fun together. Kita tidak berdisiplin bersama, lompat pagar bersama, and in the end I think it's that bond which truly opened up my eyes that diversity is our strength and never a liability in Malaysia.
Betul. I mean, for the record, this is a safe space, so tak ada judgement dekat sini. And saya berpendapat yang regardless of whatever your previous perspectives are dan sebagainya, self-reflection and self-awareness sangat-sangat penting. Betul. So as soon as you even diagnose the problem, kalau you belum betulkan pun, itulah adalah langkah pertama untuk membaiki perspektif masing-masing. So I think it's very impressive, sebab dalam perjalanan kehidupan seseorang, ada orang yang maybe berpendapat of something very very firm macam tu, yang tak dapat membuka hati ataupun membuka minda diorang untuk terima perspektif lain. So the fact that you were capable of that is already very indicative of success as a person with regards to growth.
But I just want to point out that my surroundings or my friends really helped me lah through that process. Dan sebab itu dalam kedudukan saya hari ini pun, saya cuba sebaik mungkin to not be judgmental. Sebab when I want to be judgmental, it reminds me of who I was before. Kalau saya tidak dibimbing oleh kawan-kawan saya, oleh keluarga saya, outside my circle, mungkin perubahan itu tidak akan berlaku. Jikalau saya hanya disisihkan, diketepikan, diasingkan, and just mislabeled, then in reality I may even be a worse version of myself. But because compassion was shown, I'm able to be who I am today.
Betul, I think compassion is very important. Tapi saya also nak mengambil kesempatan untuk puji awak, sebab it's very important yang especially dengan pendudukan awak, yang awak cukup selesa untuk ceritakan cerita ni, sebab maybe dia akan boleh membuka mata orang lain pasal topik-topik macam ni, daripada awak cuba nak sorokkan benda tu sebab awak rasa macam benda tu tak align dengan diri awak sekarang. You know, so I think it's a really good thing. Tapi speaking about friends on a much lighter topic, muka awak dah macam apalah dia nak tanya aku seterusnya. Tak, itu je soalan hangat maybe. Korang akan find out, tengoklah lagi. So basically the next question is pasal kawan. So you say you have a really good group of friends, yang sangat compassionate dan sebagainya. And tapi dengan career awak, which maybe aku boleh read it on a very 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 small level as an entertainer. Can you have friends? Like, apa cerita dia? You boleh lepak ke? Like, macam mana awak? Because you're also young, right? So normally orang akan kaitkan maybe your 20s with like, you know, lepak lah, like figure it out later lah, whatever lah. You ada kelonggaran ke dalam kehidupan awak untuk macam meet up dengan your friends and do like normal things? Ke benda tu memang you dah write off dah, like macam bye-bye, aku tak ada chance.
Ramai orang cakap saya tak ada life.
Faham? Hidup kerja hidup.
And my friends say I don't have a life as well. But I'm very lucky sebab mereka sentiasa akan berada di sisi saya. And usually, especially, you know, in my field very challenging, akan ada up and down. Bila down je betul-betul down, tetapi di situlah kita tahu siapa kawan yang sebenar. So I'm quite lucky. Saya rasa kawan ni sentiasa ada. Cuma kadang-kadang saya rasa guilty sedikit sebab tak dapat meluangkan masa sentiasa dengan mereka. Mereka ajak main badminton, saya tak boleh join. mereka ajak pergi wayang, tak boleh tengok.
Badminton.
Cakap badminton ni ketawa.
Sorry, itu follow up question I lepas ni.
I have to upload a different video lah. Mana tanya? One more time. But that aside, I mean, I still think I have a life. So, saya ni pelik sikit. Di mana, some people je like pergi wayang ramai-ramai orang. But for me, until today, even when I was serving in the ministry, so bila habis balik dari pejabat pukul 11, 12 malam, apa saya akan lakukan? Saya akan beli tiket seorang, alone, tengok midnight movie, alone, tengok movie paling random, bukan apa
yang
blockbuster.
tengah hype-hype. Faham?
Random, masuk dan tidur dalam cinema. Orang akan cakap pelik, but
itu memang
random
pelik.
activities lah.
Rumah you.
Itu I don't know why, but I don't know, it's white noise.
Tidur lejelah kat rumah.
Dia white noise. And it's not the same bila tidur dalam pangwayang dengan tidur bila tengok Netflix Very different. And it's something
sebab dia tak ada all around you.
Yeah, maybe. And it's something which I do until today, tapi diam-diam kan, pakai hoodie.
Boleh ke
mata,
masa tu? Pernah digantungkan ke?
Pernah juga. Tapi I mean, they understand lah. I think in the end, tak adalah je nak kacau, bangun. Tak ada.
Ya, faham.
So it's late night drives, very random late night drives. Especially when I get anxiety attacks, ada banyak lah masalah-masalah. So late night drives, late night jog. So on that, usually my friends know, at times I need my own private time. Tetapi dengan kawan-kawan selalu all type of sports. So walaupun ada video-video yang menunjukkan saya tidak begitu berbakat dalam bidang sukanan, but I'm not that bad. So you look at that face. Ini muka judgmental to the max. No.
Itu je yang I akan judge you dalam ni.
So I love doing a lot of things even though I'm not good at it. So I love going to karaoke even though I cannot sing. I love playing football even though I'm not the best footballer. I love playing badminton even though I'm not the best in badminton. So disclaimer dekat situ awal-awal. But I love playing sport. So dengan kawan-kawan memang setiap minggu selalu. So when I balik kawasan dekat Muar, every week I'll play badminton, futsal, football. So sports as a way of stress relief is the best, and that's where I enjoy a lot of time with my friends.
Okay, so I still tak percaya sangat lah sebab bunyi dia still macam skema sikit. So saya nak tanya, what is a week in the life or like a day in the life of Syed Saddiq?
Oh, you
like
do not
what do
want to
you do?
know.
Like on like a casual day, macam just like random day, macam you buat apa?
Random day. Ni Mirzan tahulah sebab dia follow
Setiap
me.
Saddiq, okay.
It's when I study baru tengah cuba nak pujuk pada penonton that I have a life. Now when I say this, lagilah bunyi macam tak ada life.
Ya kan? So sebab tu I dah tahu dia tipu. Ini just like a very politically correct answer. Like tak. Of course I had a life. I do these things. I'm like, when?
So usually,
Cuba jujur.
so as I shared just now, I have my debate identity which I carry wherever I go. So until today, I have a very strict discipline schedule di mana tengok dah ketawa dah.
So tak normal lah cerita dia.
Bukan safe
Okay,
space lagi dah.
Sambung. Ceritakan.
Yeah, so usually I wake up early in the morning. And when I wake up early in the morning, I must do my fitness routine. I must go jogging. Tak dia jauh, 3 to 5 kilometers. And then my basic weights. And then selepas itu, I love my tengok dah ketawa. I love my toilet time. I think maybe, I don't know whether guys can empathize with me in this room. So, some people judgmental, lama dah tandas. Buat apa yang tandas? I have a set schedule bila saya masuk tandas ni. Saya mesti kena buka my phone. And I'll read all my news portals, my BBC, my Al Jazeera. So,
yang wajibnya dalam toilet.
yeah,
So
I don't know why.
this is the story.
It's a peaceful moment.
Nak baca tu dalam toilet.
Betul.
Nak tidur dalam cinema. Jadi memang terbalik lah.
Actually, now saying it makes me sound very weird, but yeah. So after that, shower and then I'll start the day early. I like starting the day early. And I work around the clock. Bila malam, usually I'll come back quite late and have my fitness routine lagi. And then malam will be quite a number of, I try have social meetings and I try my best untuk, when I have a very packed schedule, to combine my social meetings dengan work meetings as well. Sebab kadang-kadang dia, my friend list ni dia
macam dia dah intersect dah dengan kerja. Faham?
So in the end, I get to do work and at the same time I also get to be sociable.
Okay.
But it's a very strict schedule which I carry up today. So even when I go jogging, bunyi nerd lagi ya. Even when I go jogging, instead of just playing different music, I'll always download the audio of The Economist, put it on 1.5 supaya dia cepat,
The Economist.
and then I will listen to it. And that's something we should, even now on Netflix, ni pelik sikit. I watch Netflix.
Dia sempat.
Sempat.
Tengok Netflix tu dekat mana? Sebab baca je toilet, sleeping cinema, Netflix.
Dalam kereta. Dalam kereta.
Okay,
But bila I watch Netflix to finish all the series, macam baru I finish Wednesday, Kan so the way I want
I pun belum tengok Wednesday lagi. Okay, tak apa,
best.
sama.
So to finish it fast, now I always put it at 1.5. So orang cakap apa gila tengok 1.5 kan cepat.
Oh
I'm
tak, I
so used
dengar
to it.
podcast saya 1.5 juga. Sebab tak ada masa kan.
Ada,
So dia
go.
kena except for Studio Sembang. Korang
Yeah.
tengok on normal speed.
So I put it on 1.5, and now people are saying like apa kau pelik ni, 1.5 is like really fast. So even now whenever I put something on like normal speed, it's like why is it so slow? So it's 1.5. And now I've graduated from 1.5 masterclass when I subscribed to a few classes, dia ada option to 2 times 2.
So I'm like, 1.5 too slow, I move to 2. So I can cram everything very quickly. Yeah, when I speed reading. So not even speed watching, you know what you call it? Yeah.
But I get to cram things fairly quickly lah.
Okay, so I ada soalan yang I tak prepare ni, tapi I nak tanya you.
Yeah.
Because I like to listen to things fast juga.
Yeah.
And I selalu kena kutuk dengan orang because they always say that I'm talking really fast and diorang tak faham. And I'm like, that sounds like a you problem. But do people say the same thing about you?
Yes, and
Sebab aku sama tu.
I empathize. Sebab tak apa, diorang yang tak faham.
Yeah,
Diorang yang tak faham.
Sorry guys.
Yeah.
Korang watch this on 0.5. Not my problem, gitu. So dalam sehari Syed Saddiq tu, you ada meluangkan banyak masa nampaknya juga dekat social media.
Yes.
Because you are one of my favourite content creators sebenarnya. Okay, so tapi dengan jujur lah, I see that you really use social media in a very clever way untuk membantu dari segi career dan macam-macam. What's the thought process there?
Tadi saya ada kongsikan untuk anak muda berjaya ni, dia tak boleh hanya ketuk pintu, they need to smash the door and kick the door open. Okay.
Dekat TikTok.
Dia semualah. So kalau kita nak bertanding dengan mereka yang ada pengalaman yang sangat luas, ada network yang jauh lebih luas, ada financial capital which is more than us. Sebagai anak muda, kalau kita nak bertanding cara itu memang mustahil. Kita jauh terkebelakang. Tapi sebagai anak muda, kita berani berfikiran di luar kotak dan mencuba perkara baru untuk mencapai maklumat dan destinasi yang sama. So to me, instead of paying a lot, to a lot of news portals, media agencies, you're very costly. I don't have that. Dan untuk kita guna cara politik lama, why don't we just go on social media, which effectively is the most democratic landscape in the world, untuk kita capai message yang sama. So instead, for an example of me knocking a few doors untuk tanya dana a few businessmen to help my constituents, saya buat crowdfunding dekat social media, pergi botak dekat social media, buat ajar tuition atas talian dekat social media untuk bantu penduduk di kawasan saya. So there are many ways in which you can think out of the box to achieve the same outcome instead of using the same conventional ways. So social media ni jalan untuk saya cuba realisasikan jalan yang sama. Cuma saya bernasib baik juga kerana yalah, walaupun semua ingat saya, actually I have a very good team. I have one of the members here. Cuma disclaimer juga, video-video badminton dan menari yang telah pun ditayangkan yang tidak begitu baik.
Oh, diuploadkan oleh siapa?
Bukan saya, tetapi oleh kawan-kawan saya. So itu disclaimer di sana. Kerana kalau saya upload, it will be the best. It will be the best.
You pernah baca Julius Caesar?
Pernah?
Okay. At 2 Brute.
Correct. Dia tengah rekod sana.
Yang ni you boleh upload. Okay. Tapi dari segi social media, kita memang sangat bersependapat. Sebab saya pun, apabila orang tanya saya pasal advice and whatever, I'm like, put it on social media. Sebab apabila kita tak ada this like old school, macam ni cakap lah, like a way of distributing our own stuff dari segi if you're a creative, you're whatever. And sebenarnya untuk job-job traditional juga, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you're a dentist, those are the people I follow on social media juga yang createkan content untuk membantu dengan marketing ataupun untuk spread the message juga.
Correct.
So I think it's very good. But I do have kind of a question that you jangan terasa
tak ada masalah.
Why the phone so close to your face? Apa ni? Konsep ni dah tak ada dari you?
Inilah buktinya di mana.
Sebab dia memang, I tengok video dia macam Assalamualaikum.
Aduh.
𝙁𝙊𝙀𝙊𝙀. Mana kau? Apa ni?
Ini masalahnya bila guna social media tapi tak pakai social media lah. I love karaoke but it doesn't mean I'm good at it. So
framing.
Usually apa saya buat?
Apa ni?
So now I know.
Okay,
saya
dah belajar. Improve.
Betul. So at that point in time, dah lah masa tu I was serving in the ministry. So nak buat very short video. So bila record, so to be honest, when I'm recording it, it's not so close. But when you upload it on Instagram, you akan perasan dia upload je terus je dekat. Padahal boleh je tekan butang bawah tu untuk dia jauhkan. Tapi manalah saya tahu butang bawah tu
tak apa.
adalah untuk jauhkan. Tetapi kini saya adalah versi Syed Saddiq yang lebih baik, yang mereti untuk jauhkan sedikit.
Tak apa. Kejap lagi lepas kita dah habis episod Studio Sembang ni, kita akan ada kelas aspect ratio dekat luar. Okay,
bagus,
my team boleh tolong. Okay, so social media is very important. Tapi sekarang kita dah sampai lah dekat topik yang dinanti-nantikan. Actually, probably the main reason orang akan tengok this podcast is the question that I'm about to ask you next. Apa masalah you dengan badminton sebenarnya? You pernah main ke? Like, what's the story? Kenapa you main badminton macam tu? Tengok itu video dia macam It's like, have you seen the TikTok videos macam which choose your character?
Oh,
yang
yeah.
diorang macam bouncing dekat situ. I tengok the video, I'm like,
Itu dah kena teruk sangat lah.
and then masalahnya selepas tu untuk cover line, you uploadkan a second video yang you okay, I cuba nak recreate kan. You smacked the shuttlecock like this. I was like, nobody has ever used a badminton racket dalam sejarah badminton, and kita one of the pioneer countries of badminton in the world, flat.
Okay, thank you for reminding me.
I just nak tanya, just
the more competitive side of Syed Saddiq would want to challenge you to a badminton
you want to
match,
debate with
and then
me?
you will see that I'm not that bad, but however not good either. Tetapi in this regards, I love playing badminton. Saya memang suka dan memang main setiap minggu. Tetapi dalam dunia ni kita tak boleh bagus dalam semua benda.
Kita kena bagi orang lain chance untuk bagus dekat something.
Betul.
Dia pakai ayat saya lah.
The ego in me saying, tak apa, kita kasih chance orang lain.
Ya, takkanlah kita sempurna. Nanti orang lain tak ada ruang pula.
But I love playing badminton.
Okay.
I get very competitive when I play badminton. But yeah, I mean, I cuba improve lah. Cuma bila video tu keluar ni, Mamat ni, memang ni was so bad.
I rasa dia kena masuk dalam video.
It was so bad that bila saya jalan kat kawasan saya, orang terus tegur kata, asal teruk sangat main badminton ni?
That's the first question I tanya dia bila dia sampai.
Yeah, exactly. And baru-baru ni saya jumpa team anak-anak Siddiq, the best badminton players in Malaysia. So jumpalah abang adik semua. First ni bila jumpa dia kata, Saddiq, rasa you kena training badminton lagi lah. So you know how
betapa dia sakit hati.
Malu. And what's worse, dulu bila saya berkhidmat dekat kementerian, Rashid Siddiq, the best players, dia pun ada akademi dia. So adalah saya main dekat akademi dia. So at that point in time, tak adalah macam teruk sangat. It's not that bad. So a few of them who have played with me before kata, wah, rasa you dah karat sangat ni kan. So don't worry, I'm improving. Improving.
Tak apa.
But yeah, sama seperti karaoke, I love to karaoke, but may not be the best at it. So enjoy the process.
Okay, kejap lagi in the rapid fire segment, I akan suruh you menyanyi sikit.
Oi, bahaya. Itu sangat bahaya. Takut nanti ribut lah.
Okay, so the last question for me for this segment at least, sebelum kita masuk ke dalam segmen kedua, is actually what advice yang you ada untuk mana-mana aspiring politicians dekat luar sana, ataupun debaters, ataupun any advice that you have yang awak rasa macam berharga, yang orang patut berpegang.
Terus bagi diri saya, one thing which I learned until today is follow your heart. Di mana hati itu berada di tempat yang betul, InsyaAllah semua akan berjalan dengan baik. Sebab yalah, dalam kehidupan kita ni, kita memang akan diuji, kita akan dicabar, kita akan ditekan.
Betul.
Tetapi kalau perspektif hidup kita adalah lagi kita ditekan, lagi kita jadi individu yang lebih baik, karakter kita lebih baik, we become more resilient. I think our outlook in life will be much better. So apabila kita melalui masalah-masalah hidup, dan setiap orang dalam apa pun bidang akan melalui masalah ini, selagi kita tahu hati kita berada di tempat yang betul, I believe we will be able to march forward from whatever defeat. Seteruk mana pun, we can just bangkit semula and keep on walking forward. Tetapi hati tu perlu berada di tempat yang betul. So I think in the end, that must be set correct. Our moral compass, what's the purpose? So apabila diuji, we'll be okay. So that's my short advice. The second very short part is, I always believe in this line, di mana ada kemahuan, di situ ada jalan. When there's a will, there's a way. It's something which I pick up from my mum. So that's why, even from my background, it's really about grinding, working remarkably hard, learning from others. So walau di mana pun kita dibesarkan, di mana pun, selagi kita letak usaha kita dan kita bekerja keras, we can reach that goal, no matter how long it may take. Dia mungkin tidak secepat yang lain, but in our own respective way, we will get there. So ini dua perkara yang saya nak kongsikan.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming, and thank you sebab for being so santai and sempoi about it. Sebab when I first asked you to be on the podcast, I still remember I was like, takut nak tanya sebab macam mesti dia busy. And then you were like super easy to work with, and everything was super smooth. Thank you for that. And sekarang you boleh bernafas dengan senang sikit sebab we're entering the second segment di mana saya tak ada soalan lagi. So tak ada apa-apa yang terlalu hangat ataupun terlalu controversial lah selepas ni. Maybe rapid fire, maybe we'll see. So we're moving on to the fan question. So for fan question, untuk pengetahuan semua, this is a question yang kita we have a WhatsApp line yang orang boleh hantar questions secara anonymous, because diorang tak akan tahu sebelum episod ni siapa yang the guest, right? So this is a question that I paired for you sebab saya rasa maybe you akan ada good advice lah untuk orang yang tanya soalan ni. So let me read it to you. Hi SS, inilah salah satu sebab saya pilih soalan ni, because your initials are the same as the shows.
Okay.
Ya, betul ke tak?
Very good.
So,
Smart
hi
people think
SS.
alike.
Saya tak pastilah saya punya pertanyaan ni akan diterima atau tak, tapi saya harap diterima. Saya ada masalah adik-beradik saya semua beza negara dengan saya. Macam mana saya nak eratkan persaudaraan dengan adik-beradik yang jauh?
Adik-beradik duduk di negara yang berlainan? Atau?
Yes.
Oh.
Semua beza negara.
Wah.
I tak tahu berapa lah adik-beradik, tapi semua beza negara.
Tapi semua duduk di negara yang berlainan, bukan di rumah yang sama lah.
Betul. So macam mana nak eratkan
saya tidak boleh saya tidak boleh kata bahawa saya berada di kedudukan yang sama, but from my limited knowledge, same what I shared before, di mana ada kemahuan di situ ada jalan. This is a technologically savvy era. Saya rasa dengan WhatsApp call-nya, video call-nya, semua ada. Kalau nak ikut dari sudut harga tiket penerbangan taklah setinggi dulu, there will always be a way untuk eratkan hubungan tersebut. And I think it's about finding small ways, right? I remember having someone very close to me being abroad, so dia agak jauh hubungan tu. Tetapi caranya adalah, again, I always put it as a very disciplined thing, cuba call sebelum tidur, atau apabila bangun pagi, call, mesti ada message, and then cuba untuk masukkan, apa nak panggil lah, some date night, I guess, supaya, so it's very shadowized thing, even though it sounds very nerdy.
Tu pun dia punya.
So dia ada jalan. I think there's a way. So pada kalau adik-beradik berada di negara yang berlainan, saya cadangkan really shadowize it. Pastikan hubungan tu tetap erat. Mungkin kita tak boleh berjumpa bersemuka, tetapi boleh FaceTime, boleh video call. Kalau nak makan pun boleh aturkan makan malam bersama, skema sedikit, tetapi like two different computers but looking at one another. So when there's a will, there's a way. Cuma you must follow each tempo lah. Bukan semua orang ada masa untuk luangkan seluas itu. But it's to follow each other's tempo and to always understand that it's not easy. And hopefully adik-adik yang lain memahami juga kekangan tersebut bukan halangan selama-lamanya.
So are your family semua in KL with you?
No. Dia banyak-banyak tempat juga. So usually I'll be in Johor. My mom will commute from Johor to KL. My sister is in Johor. So ada banyak di tempat lain, tetapi bila family events will try to come together.
Ya, kalau tak macam awak cakap tadi, there's always FaceTime, and then sekarang kita makin advance lah dari segi teknologi, so there's a lot of different ways you can keep in touch with people. So itulah cara dia sebenarnya untuk eratkan persaudaraan. Okay, cool. So that was that. I hope kita dapat membantu siapa-siapa yang tanya soalan tu. And now we'll be moving on to the rapid fire questions, which dari pengalaman saya, benda ni tak pernah rapid. Dan probably takkan rapid kali ni juga, because they always end up being very, very long fire questions gitu. Tapi I promise they're kind of relatively easy. You ready? Are you sweating?
A little bit. Yeah.
Turn up the AC.
Dia tengah. How do I evade tough questions?
Soalan hangat dan panas. Your first rapid fire question is super easy. What's your favorite food?
Nasi lemak.
Oh, senangnya dijawab. Is there a why? Do we need to ask a why? Ke benda tu macam sangat
tak tahulah, tapi memang fikir nasi lemak, dan nasi lemak dekat rumah saya dulu itu nasi lemak restoran mana lagi. It's very it's random, tapi siapa pergi Johor kan tahulah restoran tu.
Okay. Is nasi lemak bungkus?
Tak, dia bukan yang kecil, yang 50 sen RM1 tu. Yang tu buka, tapi I remember siapa kat Johor kan tahu namanya restoran mana lagi, tapi dia punya ayamnya panas-panas lagi. Bau boleh dari luar, dia buka hanya pukul 7, pukul 6, pukul 7 malam. It will be packed, and I enjoy the experience. Itu childhood memory.
Betul lah. Nak makan nasi lemak mana lagi kalau bukan dekat restoran mana lagi?
Betul.
I think the owner of that restaurant dengan I ada banyak in common lah. Kita suka dad jokes. Second question. This is a really hard one.
Sure.
What would your plan be to survive a zombie apocalypse?
I've actually thought about this before. I was thinking many different things. Okay.
Give us your top strategy.
Okay, first, the nerd in me was think and do proper research.
Zombie in the toilet, he'll be writing it down.
Betul. Zombie ni boleh swim ke tak? No, it matters, because then there are different options. I've actually thought about this.
You just need to create a moat around your house.
No. The house is not safe. You get out of the house. Because familiarity, neighborhood, mungkin tiba-tiba neighbor jadi zombie, bye-bye neighbor kan. So, kalau zombie boleh swim, then a secluded island is not an option. Okay. But
rumah tak safe, tapi let's go to secluded island yang tak ada infrastructure langsung untuk supportkan kehidupan dari segi macam grocery store ke apa. That's better for you.
Kenalah jadi survival. Buat apa pergi sekolah tentera kalau tak ada survive?
Sebenarnya kan. Okay,
but
ada logik.
The possibility of survival, kalau pergi tempat yang agak secluded, tak ada orang, no human there, so mana boleh ada zombie? zombie semua kat tempat city-city ni semua dah. If you watch all the apocalypse ni, zombie, all this Resident Evil semua, city hancur dulu kan. Sebab ramai orang. Kenapa outbreak first dekat city? Ada tak outbreak kat kawasan pedalaman?
Sebab dia senang untuk spread. Sebab the density of population.
Exactly. So, in a secluded island, and I know it's very good for my mental health. Island got a beach over there. You can drink coconut. So I really
Sorang-sorang je dekat the island. That's going to be good for your mental health.
Correct.
Get rid of all of the people. Okay.
Hey, this survival. Okay, ni pasal survival.
Okay,
Tapi
survival.
janganlah pergi seorang. Sedih lah. Bawa lah kawan-kawan
Ajaklah
yang
member. Ajak member badminton. At least you boleh improve dekat island tu.
sempat lagi tu. Sabar je lah. But yeah, I think that's
the main strategy. What's your transportation plan untuk sampai dekat island ni?
Oh, banyak jalan.
Nak sampai mana?
I dah ada
Swim.
sampan lah. I dah beli.
Sampan tu dah ada.
dah ada
tinggal
punya boat
parking lah
engine.
kat depan.
Apa-apa jadi, I'm ready.
Okay, di antara banyak-banyak expected responses, itu memang sedikit jauh lah. So, kalau okay, that's your final answer?
Yes, my final answer.
Oh, cantik lah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think your success rate of surviving a zombie apocalypse would be in percentages?
I think if I get to the island, it's 90%. But getting to the island will be a tough part. Nak get to the island tu, kena melalui banyak masalah. Yeah, but once I get to the island, unless the zombie tu tiba-tiba boleh swim, itu masalah.
Kalau dia boleh swim?
Kita baca doa je.
Okay, so selepas korang dengar penjelasan dan idea tu, korang boleh bagi tahu korang punya idea of the statistical percentage of how likely he is to survive a zombie apocalypse. So I bagi you macam maybe 15%.
What's your answer?
My answer, in a zombie apocalypse, I would...
Tengah angga.
I would. We are very lucky to live in a tropical country.
Okay.
So the first thing I would do is I akan cari a rooftop and I akan bawa bakul besar-besar untuk simpan air. Lepas tu all the bathtub, whatever, rumah I tak ada bathtub lah, tapi korang use your imagination. Okay, semua air first.
Okay.
And then after that, I think the first stop I would go is a grocery store. Tapi I akan bawa member-member dari sekolah tentera untuk backup dekat situ sebab confirm I akan meninggal lah seorang-seorang dekat situ. And then kita akan ambil semua tuna. After kita dapat semua tuna and whatever canned goods, corn, semua, kita akan sapu habis, kita akan balik rumah. dengan kita punya bakul dengan whatever, kita akan pergi cari petrol. Kita akan simpan banyak bakul petrol juga. Semua in one pickup truck dari military university juga. And then kita duduk dalam truck tu, kita akan drive. Dia jadi macam road trip.
Bagus.
All the essentials dekat situ.
You were making fun of my island idea.
Dua-dua agak teruk sebenarnya. Okay lah, faham lah. I've got to work on it.
Yeah.
Tapi so far that's the current plan lah.
It's a very interesting plan.
Thank you. I know. Tapi I still think my success rate lagi tinggi dari yours. Tak apalah.
We allow your viewers to decide.
Korang boleh decide siapa yang lagi successful untuk survive in the zombie apocalypse. So your next question is, do you watch any Malay dramas?
Malay dramas. Back then I used to. Actually, you appeared in
Have you ever watched one of my Malay dramas?
It's Oh My English, I think.
Oh, that's not Malay drama lah.
Tapi ada
Oh My
sikit lah
English,
untuk perbaiki kan.
yeah.
English, that's one. Two is also movies. Movies banyak.
Soalan
Macam
ni bukan pasal saya lah, but okay.
Yeah, no,
Silakan.
movies. For movies, I love to watch. One of my favourite.
Oh, what's your
Tapi
favourite
agak
movie?
old school. You tengah cakap pasal local atau?
Tak kisah.
Okay, asal local
Okay,
dulu.
local dulu. And then,
Okay, ni yang skema. Tapi this, because my granddad who served in the military, the old Lieutenant Adnan, bukan baru punya. Oh, biar Lieutenant Adnan. Okay, dah tengok muka yang tak boleh jawab. But one is Lieutenant Adnan because I think that to some extent inspired me to enter military college, which I ended up in. Tetapi in terms of international, I memang minat tahap yang paling tinggi sekali, which is Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. So memang saya ingat dulu, I minat sangat Lord of the Rings ni, sampai ke satu tahap, bila saya balik rumah, masa tu I think sekolah menengah, I will always put it on replay. And I'll always fast forward dekat scene di mana, all bila dia nak perang. So that I notice any military-like movies, memang saya minat.
so you suka action lah.
Action. But it cannot just be normal action macam...
It's gonna be action with some wands. And some like
One,
magic.
dia kena banyak strategi. Lord of the Rings banyak strategi. So even Lieutenant Adnan, if you watch it, it's very patriotic. Tetapi dia ada strategi, trench warfare je macam mana. So
Dia
a lot more
action
of that.
tapi like intellectual action.
Sebab bila saya kecil dulu, I didn't watch a lot of TV. More like deprived. Tidak dibenarkan. So bila masuk sekolah tentera, lagilah tak ada TV.
Yeah, faham.
So then I think instead of watching a lot of TV, I substituted it with listening to a lot of music. Masa tu diam-diam ada MP3 yang secara haram dibawa masuk walaupun tak boleh masuk ke dalam sekolah. So to listen to music. So yeah.
Okay, so now to music pula. What is your favorite genre of music?
Kau orang judge dia very typical pop culture sebab that's so I show very simple example. You don't judge me. You know, naturally, no, don't know, Selena Gomez.
Oh, Selena Gomez.
You know,
Okay,
naturally?
tak.
No?
Saya
Tak tahu?
macam saya wajib tanya soalan tu sebab Sunlee, the photographer for Studio Sembang, sebelum I datang dia cakap, you ada tanya apa-apa soalan pasal Selena Gomez ke tak? I macam, apa kena dengan Selena Gomez pula? Dia cakap, just trust me. Ask the question.
You know, I've only been to one concert in my life.
And it's Selena Gomez concert.
Yep.
Apa lagi?
Why
Why are you like this?
Ayo, tak apa. So dia tak ada live masa sebelum ni. Sekarang dah ada live sikit lah. Right? So back then, it was Selena Gomez came to Malaysia, I think 2017, right? 2017.
What's your favorite Selena Gomez song?
Naturally. Yeah. Walaupun naturally it's not the best song. I mean,
I tak pernah dengar Naturally by Selena Gomez.
But there's a history behind it. Sebab dulu saya memang tak ada MP3 kan. iPhone ni mana lagu-lagu tak ada. So when I was in Asasi, PJ, UIA,
MP3 pun macam terhad kan. How many
terhad.
songs do you have in there?
I didn't have it.
You just have two Selena Gomez albums and that's all you need.
So initially I didn't have my own MP3. So ada my friend namanya Haris. So dekat dalam dia punya MP3 tu, so bila dia dah tidur, saya ambil MP3 dia, dia tidur. So whatever songs ada itu saya dengar. Okay, this is like God sent, you know. So okay, maybe don't want to say that. But bila saya tengah cuba nak tidur, so tengah dengar lagu dekat MP3 dia. So I was already asleep. I remember the exact moment I was asleep. It was a double bunker bed. So bila tengah tidur, lagu lain main, I tak bangun. Tiba-tiba lagu Naturally tu main, I woke up. And when I woke up, lagu apa ni, catchy lah kan. And I put out replay. It just kept on.
It just naturally happened.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, YouTube lagu dia. So one thing led to another. I was like, oh, yeah. So that's the beginning of
the
very interesting journey of Selena Gomez. Yeah.
Tapi yang paling lawa is I asked you what genre of music do you like? Your answer is Selena Gomez, which is
very pop culture lah.
It's a new genre lah. The genre is Selena Gomez. Faham?
Yeah. So not the best of answers lah.
Tapi we all have our vices. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So your next question. Ni soalan yang actually sangat serious and quite hangat juga. Do you think you'd be able to beat me at badminton?
Confident will say yes. Why is everyone in this room like immediately her side lah? Semua pandang macam
sebab your badminton is pretty bad. Tak ada orang yang macam berani nak macam ambil side you last sebenarnya dekat sini because they've all played badminton with me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Boleh tahan? Everyone's like So
it's better than choose your fighter.
Never mind, we shall put that to test.
Okay,
when you're free,
kita
tell
main
me.
badminton.
Yeah. Give me some time.
Tak apa.
I can belajar on YouTube. How to
belajar on YouTube sebab tu lah dia tak boleh main badminton sebab dia belajar kat YouTube. It's one of those things you memerlukan pengalaman tau. It's an on ground field training.
Okay, we start somewhere first.
Tak
Start
apa,
on YouTube.
tak apa.
Even I may not be the best, but when I'm competitive, and you know, I learn the video on YouTube, a lot on YouTube. So yeah, boleh. Don't worry, give me a little bit of time. And then lenggot dah okay sikit. I think I'll be okay.
Okay, soalan seterusnya. I dah cakap this is very long fire questions. Besides badminton, what's your other favorite sport to play?
I love football. Bukan futsal, tapi football. Like I remember then setiap Khamis malam saya mesti akan main bola sepak. We ran a field. Dengan kawan kita main team yang berlainan. I mean all different teams every week. And I enjoy it. Sebab lah tu kata sama macam karaoke walaupun saya suka menyanyi tapi tak bagus. Same in football. I may not be the best footballer, but
setiap kali repeat, you just make me want to ask you to sing.
Yes.
You know?
Maybe I should stop that then.
How does Naturally go? Do you want to sing it for us?
No, thank you. I do not want another short video to go viral, which will summarize my singing abilities for the next 10 years.
And then setiap kali you jumpa singer, okay.
Correct.
Sorry, sambung cerita tadi.
But yeah, football. Sebab walaupun skill tu tidak begitu baik, tapi I love to run. So I definitely know I have stamina. So it's like I'll be all around the field. Even though when I get the ball, it may not be the best, but I'll be all around the field. So people get so annoyed. Sekejap Saddiq kat striker, sekejap midfield, sekejap defense, sekejap sini, sekejap sana.
Baru nak cakap maybe your football is as good as your badminton in that sense. But why are you all around the field?
Stamina, we must put our heart in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bagus lah tu.
Percayalah.
I percaya apa yang I nampak tu je. Alright, so that brings us to the end of the rapid fire question. Macam biasa, macam saya cakap, I dah bagi dah disclaimer tadi. Rapid fire tak seberapa rapid lah. Yang penting yang kita dapat tahu pasal you hari ni is that you're not going to survive a zombie apocalypse. Your football skills are probably as bad as your badminton.
Thank you.
And we have to have a match to figure that out.
Correct.
Sebab I rasa kita ada banyak boleh berkongsi. I will teach you badminton. And in exchange, you can just be thankful lah. Ada orang bagi you chance.
Ni kalau yang menang ni, you kena belanja makan after that.
Tak rasa,
Kalau yang menang
tak rasa.
Tengok, I'm quite confident.
Kalau I menang, Syed Saddiq akan pergi dekat cinema and tengok movie sorang-sorang malam-malam macam tengah menyesal lah yang dia join Studio Sembang. But yeah, as I said, that brings us to the end of the show. Once again, thank you so much on behalf of me and the team sebab sudi datang, and I hope you had a good time.
Definitely.
And it was fun. Yeah, it was nice to meet you and finally be able to dapat tahu the person behind what all of the media portrays as well. So thank you for spending time with us.
Pleasure. Thank you very much, Amelia.
You're
thank
most
you very
welcome.
Much to your team.
Yeah, and thank you juga kepada our audience yang selalu bagi kita sokongan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and jangan lupa kita akan datang balik next Thursday 10 malam on YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we'll see you there. Bye!